in our world, we use Trimble Mobile Manager to get things set up. And then you probably were told to go ahead and close or crash your app so it will not conflict with Esri Field Maps. And as of present day today, that is how it will operate. However, we were just at Trimble Dimensions, and we had a private dealer, Trimble dealer meeting with the good team at Esri, and understand this, that in a future release of Trimble, of Esri Field Maps, the way the calls will be made to the receivers, you would run TMM, and there'll be a notice put out to folks. You would leave it running, and it will not conflict, and it'll just be easier for everybody that way. However, today, understand, if you notice, people have called in and said, hey, I did everything you said in Trimble Mobile Manager, but I launched Field Maps, it's not working, or I launched some other application. That's because TMM is conflicting with the other receiver talking. And so in this case, though, we're still the way things are currently today. So not to confuse anybody, I closed out of TMM, so you understand that. And now I'm launching Field Maps. So inside Field Maps, we are going to go up to the upper left and hit Maps, and then go hit the icon for the person. And that's how you get into settings. There used to be a round cog under like collector, but that's gone. And you notice here, I have, I want to slow down here. Many people are switching between using an integrated receiver, maybe, and a high-end receiver. And if you're probably using the MTSRN, you're using a higher end receiver to get higher accuracy. That's why you're investing into this solution. And with that, you forgot to switch from integrated to the DA2, and that's why you're not getting high accuracy. So I'm only showing, make sure there's a checkbox on the high-end receiver that you're supposed to be using, because if there was a checkbox on integrated, that's why you're not getting high accuracy. So I'll keep on playing along here. Hit back. And then the other thing that's important is the profile. So profiles matter because the profile is saying, I'm going to use this high-end receiver, and I'm going to go from this real-time source, which is a X datum, which is NAT83 2011 Epic 2010 here, or some ITRF, and move it to some datum. And that's all handled in using a profile here, okay? And so, again, this is not necessarily training, but we do want to show you, I built a profile here that says I'm going from NAT83 2011. My map is in Web Mercator, and that's how most GIS professionals would train you on how to set up your AGOL, your stuff in Web Mercator auxiliary sphere to display it back into Field Maps and use a datum transformation here. We're not here to train, but can you do it other ways? Yes, but even Jeff Shaner, who's the product manager, would tell you this is the easiest way. Set up your web maps in Web Mercator. If you do a WGS84, there'll be two. They're exactly the same if you don't know that. So it doesn't really matter which one. Just remember Web Mercator auxiliary sphere. And then I'm doing an ITRF to NAT83 2011 transformation, because my GIS in this case is on that coordinate system. If it was some other coordinate system, then that's where you would apply the transformation. But again, we're only here to show you connectivity, but these things matter because if they're not set up correctly, your map won't display, or your position won't display correctly. And it has nothing to do with the MTSRN not working properly. So I hit done here. There's some other things in Field Maps you would set up, but again, this is not for training. You can see that I click that icon. It's going to launch behind the scenes TMM, make the calls, and it pulls the information in TMM. That's what's happening really behind the scene. It's just pulling the settings established in TMM and applying them behind the scenes. And so that's why you see this loading. And if you were preloaded, it would probably just flash and already be ready. Um, but see, it's all behind the scenes. You notice my top GPS accuracy is 1.5 feet. It says I'm connected to a DA2 and I'm at differential right now. I'm correction age limits latent. It's not fast enough, but it's getting warmed up. On a hard receiver like an i80, 580, it would be super fast, but the DA2, we kind of call it the squirrels got to get running. And once the squirrels get running, boom, you can see I'm RTK fixed and my latency is now at 2 to 3 seconds. I'm going to pause here for a second and explain like I did this morning. That correction age limit is a major indicator. Do you have good cellular or not too good cellular? So if you ever wonder why your positions are going bonkers, I would encourage you to hit the details, and I bet you your latency, you're drifting, you got disconnected or something, and that would impact, obviously, your horizontal and vertical precision. Keep on rolling here. Just understand you see that information right there on our accuracy, all right? And you can see that we're outside the Bozeman office operating at, a very good accuracy. And depending on your receiver, whether it's a centimeter, decimeter, 30 centimeter, 60 centimeter receiver, that's what's going to be capable. And that's the power of the MTSRN.